Hello, YouTube. How y'all doing? I am Queen Lillie, and today we'll be discussing Life Under Trump, Part 75. Yes, I'm still under the weather, but I miss you guys, and I did not want to disappoint. So I'm back. Yes, this is Life Under Trump, Part 75. Yes, I'm under the weather, but I'm going to get through it. We got a lot to cover, so much to cover, because every day you don't even have to go really researching anymore for anything about Donald Trump and Elon. jdvance is not much with him because he's just a seat filler. Donald Trump is the vice president and Elon is the president. That's what's happening right now. Hey, how you doing, everybody? Thank you for coming to my live. I am Queen Lillie. Hit that like button as you come in. And if you'd like to support my channel, you can send me a super chat, a super sticker, whichever works for you. I am grateful. Also, my Venmo and PayPal link is in the description. So if you would like to send me something where I can get it immediately, you can send it through Venmo or my PayPal link. We have a lot to cover, y'all. I'm not going to waste any time because I usually give y'all this long talk about what I'm going to be covering. I'm going to make that brief and get right to work. Thank you. Hello, Queen Alberta Martet. You that makes my day. Thank you. One moment. Let me take a sip of water because I'm still trying to get over this cold and I've been having allergy and sinus problems. So I will be drinking plenty of water because I was told to drink plenty of water, which y'all know I love drinking water. Water is the best thing for you when you're going through an illness. One moment. Just a moment, you guys. I'm going to read something to you guys. And this was stated by Keith Edwards. He has a YouTube channel. Yes, Keith Edwards. And what he said is so true, y'all. He said the GOP playbook. This is a GOP playbook. Listen carefully so we know what we're dealing with, which we already know we're dealing with without even being told. But he breaks it down exactly how it needs to be told. GOP playbook. Number one, tell you the government doesn't work. Number two, break government so it can't work. And that's what they're doing. Yes. Number three, tell the taxpayers, see, told you government doesn't work. Number four, privatize it so the donor class can reap the benefits. Number five, wash, rinse, and repeat. They're going to repeat those steps. They're only trying to weaken us. Right now, our government is not to help us, it's to fatten their pockets. They already begun the weakening the economy and weakening the people. But we must fight back and do not allow them to weaken us till we are broken. Like Beyonce said, you won't break my soul. Also, you know, Trump said when the first day in office, he will lower the price of food. Well, the price of eggs has gone up tremendously. Yes. So egg prices are up 53% compared to last year. And the spread of bird flu is a major reason why. How has Trump responded? By letting DOGE fire thousands of federal employees across the CDC, the NIH, the FDA, and the USDA. Who could respond to this outbreak? The same way he did with COVID is what he has done with this bird flu, because I knew about it before y'all did. And I came on my channel and I told y'all about don't eat any chicken right now and don't eat any eggs. I told y'all that. And I knew that he wasn't going to release anything about it till after February 15th. But I told you guys before February. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Warren Luis Costello says, I am a Mexican. You would not deport me or criticize me for being Mexican. Ask me in the comment. I love Mexicans. You must not watch my channel, because on my channel, I fight for your rights. I fight vividly for your rights because I understand your plot. I understand your fight. And I love President Claudia Sheinbaum. So don't come over here and beat me up when I'm over here fighting for you, because they can tell you I fight for you and I love you. For example, look at this. No one is illegal on stolen land. No one. On my channel, I let them know you are not migrants. You're just coming back home to where you originally had land. So don't fight against me when I'm fighting for you. That's why we're in the situation that we are in. Because when y'all voted, you voted against the better good of yourselves and your community, your people. You voted for somebody that hates black and brown. Hate black and brown. But the people that voted against the black and brown, right now, they are suffering as well. They pretend they are not because they're all about white power. That's their business. But you're hurting yourself by voting. When you voted for Donald Trump, you put this whole economy in a bind. And I honestly do not, in my opinion, because I'm entitled to my opinion, I do not believe that man won. He said out of his mouth that Elon Musk, he knows those voting computers very well. And he said it was rigged in his favor that he won. Am I lying? No. I'm not just fighting for black and brown people. I'm fighting for everybody, because right now, everybody is feeling Donald Trump's evil, conniving, black magic ways. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and jdvance is not for anybody, not even you all in this chat. But you refuse to accept the truth. Whether you lose stuff or not, you're going to be fighting the power because you're fighting for the white power. Okay. He's suffering. And this is a prime example of what I'm talking about. When President Obama was running for president, Donald Trump kept saying that he wasn't born in the USA. But when it comes to Elon Ragley Muskrat, he is born in Africa, a true person that's born in Africa, even though Donald Trump kept saying that President Barack Obama was born in Africa. That's a lie. A big lie. So, President Obama spent years trying to prove this man was born. No, Donald Trump spent years trying to prove that President Barack Obama was born in Africa and couldn't be president. Okay. Okay, Donald Trump, just put this man, Elon Musk, in charge of our country. But y'all had a problem thinking Obama was an African. And you didn't want him, but he won twice. And if Donald Trump runs a third term, guess who's going to run against him? President Barack Obama. And he will win. Well, if Elon over there cheating again and rigging SHIT, but I'm going to tell you, God is a lot more powerful, because Donald Trump will not do 4 years in that White House this term. He will not. He will fail this year. And I enjoy this right here. Hold on.
Oh, man. The president of Mexico said it. They catch you. The mega hat. The Mexican airport. The Native Americans. Go back again. Go ahead, dog.
So, President Claudia Sheinbaum is not playing. Donald Trump thinks he can outsmart a woman. You can't. You didn't even outsmart Kamala Harris because she mollywopped you during a debate. And Elon rigged this election in your favor. So you didn't win. You stole like your ancestors. You're your daddy Fred and your ugly mammy. That's who you are, Donald Trump. A demon. President Claudia Sheinbaum, she do not want those red hats in Mexico. So if you go to the airport with that hat and go in their airport with the bull, you will be turned around. And because of Donald Trump, we have to have a visa now to go to Mexico. When I've been going to Mexico with just my passport, Donnie Boy is making our life a living hell.
Okay, so now this is part 3 of why Kamala had to lose and Trump had to win. So remember, now we're gone over 2 awakenings. The first one was Kamala lost. She showed us how strong we are together and how unified we are. 2 was birthright citizenship. That is Trump. Remember, he showed us who we are. So now you know how strong we are together, how unified we are together, and now we know who we are and whose it is. Okay? It's getting good. Now, Trump again. Another reason why he had to win. Here we go. So remember, recently Trump said he does not want to recruit any Black people in the military anymore. We rejoiced as a community. I don't think we know why we rejoiced. Here it is. There is a creator called Light Brew. The name is spelled Lite space Light, one word, Brew, BREW, Light Brew. If you go to her page, you'll see a video, and she has a video clipping of a CNN interview of a Black woman who was part of the ISIS shootings that took place about 8 years ago or so. In this clip, she says how her and some other Black people were hiding in the bathroom, and the ISIS shooter came into the bathroom and announced, because they were hiding in the stalls and stuff, "Are there any Black people in here?" She was scared to reply. A Black man replied and said, "Yes, there's about 8 of us." The ISIS shooter then stated to him, "Black people, I have no problem with you. You have been oppressed enough." And then goes to explain that his problem is with America for the treatment of his people and the bombing of his people. And he leaves them be. If you go into the comments of that same exact video, and I would have stitched it, but I cannot, the stitches are off. If you go into the comment section of that video, people are confirming this. One person says that when he was in Vietnam, the Vietnamese was telling him, "Black men go home." The Vietnam War, "Black men go home. And we ain't got no problems with you. Go on back home." Someone else in the comments stated when he was in Iraq that the Iraqis sent all the Black people back to America. They didn't want to fight them. Guys, what this shows from this is that Black people are the protected class around the world. We are the only group of people who have never harmed another nation. Think about that. We are the only group of people who have never harmed another nation.
Thank you, Queen Alberta.
So, here's how we win. When it's all said and done, and the uprisings take place white against white, because it will. The way it's on that track record, baby, is happening. When it happens, and when it's all said and done, and the world looks for the next leader of America, who do you think they're going to want to put in that position? Another white person?
Nope.
No. No. because they were oppressed by those same people. They're going to look for the people who have never done anyone harm, who have stood up for everyone's rights, who understand oppression because themselves lived under it. Think about all the nations who opened their doors and said, come. Think about how many nations actually tried to help us and our own government turned them away. Think about Colombia's letter that was sent to Trump. Did you see it? Poetic. And in that, he specifically mentions Black people coming. Come. I'm just saying, guys, think about it. We win in the end. So the awakenings, Kamala losing, showing us how strong we are, showing us that we're not divided and that everyone else is projecting. 2, Trump, birthright citizenship question. He was needed. Okay? He showed us who we are. We started digging another awakening. 3rd one, him not wanting us to be in the military. From that, he shows us how loved and beloved and how protected we actually are. Pay attention. Even though we may not like this man, he may be exactly what we need to turn this thing around. Just watch, guys. Watch. Let me know what you think in the comments.
I don't agree with everything she's saying on that because he is not needed. He is the demon. He is the beast from hell. He is not what is needed. But Donald Trump has showed Black and brown people how strong they are. I can agree with that. But he is not what is needed. No. He has weakened America. Within 1 month, he has made our allies our enemies. Right now, Canada and Mexico have teamed up. And with President Claudia Sheinbaum, she is smart. She has the intelligence that Donald Trump would never have. His money couldn't even buy him the intelligence that she has. His money cannot buy him the intelligence that President Kamalaharris has, because she is the true winner. He stole this election. He wants to be king. That he is not, that he would not be, because 2025 he will fall. He's going the route that Hitler went. He think he can do it within 58 days. Well, 30 days have passed. We must fight back against the regime. I am not afraid. I am Malcolm X all motherfucking day. That's who I am. I am not afraid. Because Black and brown people are human just like you, Caucasian people. We are all loved by God. And Donald Trump will not win. Elon Musk will not win. J.D.Vance, who is married to a brown woman, but he speaks against Black and brown people. She should never let that man touch her. He allowed people to bash his wife on Twitter. And he stood in it with them because all he likes is that brown skin, but he doesn't love her. His kids are brown because she is Indian. His kids don't look like him. They look like her, a brown woman. This country is filled with so much hate. And when I speak with passion. It has nothing to do with hate, because I'm speaking what is happening in this country right now. Donald Trump and Elon Musk with Russia, Putin, the bigger devil, but he's a strong man. Donald Trump, you're not a strong man. You are a coward. You are nothing but a pale-faced orange man coward that fixed his mouth like he about to give Elon head. You are the bottom and Elon is the top. And Putin is at the very top of the food chain. And we cannot allow this, America. We got to fight back. If you keep holding on, believing Donald Trump care anything about you, you're not a millionaire. You're not a billionaire. He don't give a fuck about you. Silly rabbits. This is very important. If Trump is able to change the Constitution and run a third time, I know someone eligible for third term as well. So is Kamala Harris eligible to run again? But she shouldn't have to run again because she actually won the election and it was stolen for her because that's what they do. They've been stealing all their lives. They've been stealing since conception from the Caucasus Mountains, fighting and killing each other. Stealing. Came and stole a whole damn land. Stealing. And y'all kiss up to a man that has a regime to destroy this whole country. And you say you're a patriot and you love this country? You don't love this country. You like the fact that you get to say white power, MAGA, the maggots.
Oh my God.
He is a clown and Putin knows it. And Putin manipulates and plays on his dumb brain. I can't even say his intelligence because Donald Trump is not intelligent. He's not.
Hey, y'all answer the phone. I got something to share with y'all. Y'all want to see the ultimate crash out? Y'all want to see somebody that had it up to here? Y'all want to see it? Here you go. I've been thinking about this. Oh shit, I forgot to comb my hair. On my hat. All right. I've decided today, what is today? The 11th, the 12th of February, at 11:47. I fucking am not paying another fucking tax. I am going and filing 999. I didn't want to do it. I've been in tax trouble before, but I don't give a fuck. Fucking send me to court so I can tell the judge, fuck you. You shouldn't pay fucking taxes either. I'm not paying for no more of this fuckery. Him changing names of shit. For fucking what? Trying to take countries? For fuck? You can't take countries. You're not Putin, bitch. You can't take countries. The fuck? You just trying to look like Putin. And you look weak as fuck with that fucking booger picker sitting in the fucking conference with you and all the adults wiping boogers all on the Resolute desk. God damn it. Telling you to shut the fuck up. Telling you fucking not the president. Take your ass home. I'm not paying for this fuckery anymore. I'm not. This is what the straw that broke the camel's back. Not the $800 billion in contracts that Elon has fucking given to himself for fucking Army cyber fucking Tesla trucks. What the fuck? Is that not wasteful government spending? Motherfuckers! It wasn't that though. It was that it's really been fucking eating my asshole out. It's fucking that red, white, and blue land. You gotta fucking be playing in my face. I talked to one of my people. I'm not saying it was a patient, Ashley and Tracy. What I'm saying is, I talked to an older person who is a definite Trump supporter, and I said, what do you think about them changing Greenland to red, white, and blue land? Oh, that's propaganda. That's gotta be me. No, bitch! Your fucking president that you want is fucking changing the name of Greenland to red, white, and blue land. And if they won't sell it to them, they'll just tell Google, we'll change it for all Americans. We're going to call it red, white, and blue land. I'm not paying for this fuckery no fucking more. So goddamn mad at this. Let me calm down. I'm going to go. I'm not paying for this fuckery no fucking more. I'm going. When I get home, I'm changing my shit to 999. You're not getting another one of my fucking tax fucking dollars. Fuck you. I'm out here saving lives and stomping out diseases to make money for me. And you motherfuckers are taking it and giving it to Elon Musk. Fuck you. Fuck you, America. Fuck you. Fucking hate it here.
Donnie boy, nobody like you but the low IQs. She's a nurse. She don't like you. Nobody like you.
The only fraud that's been found is the DOGE, and we're going to go ahead and go over it. You're going to want to share this because this is a big deal. Electric Futures is where this comes from. And what this person did was it looked at the doge.gov website because they have posted the receipts now of all the money they say that they're saving us. And so this person went through to see if it was real or not, or if it was bullshit. And guess what? They found a lot of bullshit, a lot of fraud by the DOGE. Since the most amount of money that DOGE said we saved was in canceling contracts, that's where this person started. And then went and looked for the most expensive contract. Now, they said that they saved us $16 billion in contracts. This contract alone saved us $8 billion. Or did it? No, it didn't, because this contract is only worth $8 million. They put a B here, an extra zero, instead of an M. It went from 8 million to 8 billion. So now we see that the 16.5 billion is now down to 8.5 billion. But it doesn't end there, y'all. The next biggest contract was for $2 billion to USAID. Only he figured out that it's actually not a contract. It's something called an IDV. And obviously, the DOGE doesn't know anything, the difference between an IDV and a contract. In any case, this contract was triple counted. And it also only has 2 years left on this contract, which means they only canceled $73 million instead of $2 billion. So now we've gone from 16.5 billion to 8.5 billion to 6.5 billion in savings. And we've only just started looking at the receipts. And then there's this receipt for IT for $1 billion. Again, saying that we're saving this billion, but guess what? This is bullshit too. This contract was actually only for $250 million, and already the majority of it's been spent. So this is just another, $70 million left to spend. So that's another $1 billion. So now we've gone from 18.5 to 8.5 billion to 6.5 billion, and now we're down to 5.5 billion, and we haven't gotten into all the little contracts yet. The DOGE is a fraud, just like his Cybertruck.
I second that. Those trucks are a piece of junk. Elon is a piece of trash, trailer park trash from Africa.
It was a slave-owning, genocidal country. When I look at my own country, the United States, it is a semi-democratic, white-dominated, hierarchical, racist society that aims to preserve privilege by the elites. That's how it was formed in 1787. It was a slave-owning, genocidal country, killing Native Americans for a white culture. But amazingly, it still looks that way, although we're much more diverse now than we were. The most violent country in the world in the 19th century, by far, was perhaps the most democratic or second most democratic, and that was Britain. You could be democratic at home and ruthlessly imperial abroad. The most violent country in the world since 1950 has been the United States. It's been by far involved
Jeffrey,
in more
stop
women,
now.
more
Let's
See, when someone tells the truth, they want to stop you from telling it. Uh-oh, my earring fell out. When someone hold on, y'all, I got to pick my earring up. When someone tells the truth, they want to stop you from talking. Well, it's a lot of people that are going to be speaking the truth. And they're going to have to try to stop a lot of us because we're not going to stop telling the truth. And it will not just be black and brown people reporting on this. As you see, that's a Caucasian man telling the truth about what this country has done and what it is doing now. Like he said, it has not changed. And this is the current chain of the command. the current chain of command. Donald Trump is at the bottom of the food chain when it comes to the command. He ain't running SHIT. They let him think he is.
And then articles of impeachment have been filed against Wig. You don't have to go home, but you're going to get the hell out that White House. And then California had its third earthquake in 6 hours. Y'all paying all that money in rent for God to be over there shaking y'all like strippers. And then I think Wig has dementia. I don't care what you say. He answers questions just like the residents at my job. And I work in a nursing home. And then a polar vortex is supposed to be bringing snow and ice to millions of Americans. They just better not bring it to goddamn Louisiana. And then Wig ass fired all the nuclear weapon people. Why would he do that? And now he want them back. And then pray for Canada. I make a lot of jokes, but something isn't sitting right in my spirit about how badly Wig wants to bully them into submission. And I fear that he'll go to extremes to do it. And then Bobby McCaskey was allegedly beaten within an inch of his life by Hammond, Louisiana Police Department. And we won't let that slide. And then federal workers with exceptional reviews were fired for poor performance. Imagine being really good at your job and they fire you for it. And then Rob Schmidt said that Kendrick Lamar had the worst halftime performance ever. But I'm sure if Taylor Swift would have got up there singing off key.
This is America. Don't get caught slipping, y'all.
System that DOGE was trying to act.
One moment, please. Just a moment. I'm going to read y'all something. I'm going to show you the list and I'm going to read it to you. And this is about Trump's promises. Trump's promises. Trump promised to lower costs. Instead, he's enacting a reckless national tax, raising the price of everyday goods like groceries and gas. Number 2, trying to shut down the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which has a long track record of taking on scammers and putting billions of dollars back into the Americans' pockets. He's doing that because him and Elon has schemes to do. Number 3, attempting to cut federal spending on assistance programs millions of Americans rely on. They started that already and made sure Elon got his $800 million for his Tesla B crap, those junk cars. Trump is more focused on lining his and his friends' pockets than bringing down the cost. And Americans are the ones suffering the consequences. Just a moment. Waiting on something to upload. This is the president of Colombia. I gotta wait till it uploads, okay? Just a moment. And this is, you're gonna hear something that that young lady mentioned when I showed the video of the Black woman speaking. So I'm gonna read this to you. Colombia's Petro message to Trump. I won't kneel. We won't kneel. I agree with him. In a long message published on X.com, Colombia's president Gustavo Petro directly addressed the U.S. President Donald Trump amid escalating diplomatic crisis between the two countries, as both nations have exchanged reciprocal sanctions in recent hours, President Petro decided to invoke his refusal to submit to Trump, whom he portrays as an illegitimate president. That's a fact. He's an illegitimate president. In the name of freedom of the peoples, Colombia and Latin America. Colombia's President Petro messaged to Donald Trump. Trump, I don't really like traveling to the U.S. It's a bit boring, but I confess that there are things worth noting. I like going to the Black neighborhoods in Washington, where I once witnessed an entire fight in the U.S. Capitol between Black and Latino people with barricades. I thought it was nonsense because they should unite. Black and brown people, unite. You hear him, the president of Colombia. Pay attention, take heed. I confess that I like Walt Whitman, Paul Simon, and Noam Chomsky and Miller. I confess that Sanko and Venetti, who have my blood, are memorable in U.S. history. And I follow them. They were executed as work leaders in the electric chair by fascism, who are present in the U.S. just as they are in my country. I don't like their all, Trump. It will destroy humanity because of greed. Perhaps someday, with a glass of whiskey, which I accept despite my gastritis, we can talk frankly about this, but it's difficult because you consider me an inferior race, which I am not, nor is any Colombian. So, if you know anyone stubborn, that's me, period, you may try with your economic power and arrogance to stage a coup like you did with Aladdin, a coup against Chilean President Salvador Allende in 1973. But I die by my own laws. I resist torture. I resist you. I don't want slaveholders next to Colombia. We had many and we freed ourselves. If you'd like to read this article, you have to go to where Victor Cohen wrote the article, Columbia1.com. Because the article is so long, I'm not going to read it all. But I wanted you guys to know, Black and brown people, you got to stick together. We must love everybody, but we must stick together because that's what he wants. Just a moment, you guys. My allergies and sinuses bother me. Just bear with me.
Big news. I just found some potentially massive fraud. Oh, wait, it looks like it's from you. So the DOGE team has promised for a while that they were going to put up examples of the spending that they had cut and the savings that they had brought Americans on their website.
Hit the like button,
they finally
please.
put up their first example, and you got to check this out. This post is from Jamie Dupree. He writes, the DOGE team is finally posting examples of where they've cut spending. This one claims $8 billion in savings. You can see the $8 billion in big numbers right over there. But if you look at the fine print in the upper right, it's a contract that is instead valued at $8 million. Let me just zoom in for you. This is a multi-year contract. But here's where the fraud comes in. So when journalists pointed this out, it appears that DOGE tried to cook the books in order to change the actual numbers. Jamie Dupree followed up writing, the top is what it looked like a few hours ago. Now someone has gone in and changed 8 million to 8 billion in the FPDS system. Also, the dates are now different. And you can see here that magically that $8 million is now $8 billion. Then when DOGE was called out for that, they changed the website to remove the screenshot entirely. Now, first off, this should have been apparent that this was BS on its face. What small business is possibly getting $8 billion from the government. But we thought, you know what, let's investigate this. Let's reach out to the company and see what they have to say. Is Doge lying about this? So guess what? We did. So here's what the company told us. D&G Support Services, doing business as D&G Solutions, acknowledges that the previously reported contract value of $8 billion was incorrect. This discrepancy appears to have resulted from a clerical error in the original government filing upon contract award. The contract value had a ceiling, $8 million. D&G is proud to maintain long-term contracts with the federal government, providing integrated logistics and supply chain solutions. We remain committed to excellence and a one-team, one-fight approach to
people were eating their slaves. In honor of Black History Month, let's talk about history that doesn't make headlines, mainly because we got idiots like this trying to whitewash history.
In 1800, President John Adams took up residence in what was then called the Executive Mansion. It was only later on they named it the White House. Slaves that worked there were well fed and had decent lodgings provided by the government.
One of the most famous
The
cases
lies
of
they
this is
tell.
Nat Turner, a man who led one of the largest slave rebellions of his time. Turner was eventually caught, and he was flayed, and they used his skin to make a coin purse, while his bones were divided out as trophies to be passed down as heirlooms. And lastly, what was left of him was turned into grease. Slavery Black people as seasoned as all food should be, and more seasoned potentially meant more money when selling them at auctions. Slavery in its entirety was cannibalistic. They cannibalized their lives, their souls, and yes, even their bodies. My goal for this knowledge is to be used as a tool or a weapon to fight back against these narratives. The narratives that they were well fed, had a roof over their head, or they didn't have it that bad. Because you will always have people like Bill O'Reilly in this clip that are trying to whitewash history. White people were eating their slaves. In honor of Black History Month, let's talk about history that doesn't make headlines, mainly because we got idiots like this trying to whitewash history.
In 1800,
Happy Black History Month. We only have a couple more days of, Black history, so I want to show that. Yes, y'all will eat some of the Black slaves. So my blood runs in you.
News right now, a plane crash has occurred in Marana, Arizona at the Marana Regional Airport involving two small planes. Authorities have confirmed that two small planes were crashed. One person has unfortunately and tragically passed away. Local police authorities refer to the crash as, quote, an aircraft collision. It's unclear exactly what caused this collision. These were not commercial planes. These were two small, likely single-engine planes in Marana, Arizona. Now, I do want to make one thing clear. There have been a lot of plane crashes recently in the news. Small planes crashing like this one today, not uncommon per se. They have been happening for a long time. But given the fact that there were two planes involved, there was a collision, that is extremely concerning nonetheless. And at least one person has tragically passed away. The FAA and the NTSB are actively investigating what caused today's plane crash. I'll do a full breakdown of this and more on my Substack later this evening, so be sure to subscribe for free at the link in my bio. As always, comment below your thoughts, spread the word.
Subscribe to Midas Touch Network. That is their YouTube channel, and they have an Instagram, Midas Touch Network.
Hear me out. Regardless of where you fall on the political spectrum, you should not be okay with a private citizen going through your personal financial records. Period. A private citizen. They shouldn't be going through your Social Security records, your tax records, none of your financial information. None of it. And why are we allowing it? Because he has a bunch of money? Ooh, who cares? He's still a private citizen. He's not elected to anything. And on the flip side of that, why is he doing this? Now, I know that people like to say, him and Trump's draining the swamp. Look, history of mankind, no person who has ever had the most amount of money has gotten it from helping people or looking out for people. So if that's not it, then why is he doing it? Like, what's the purpose? If you know, let me know, seriously, because from where I'm standing, it makes no sense whatsoever. None of it. And we're just letting it happen. I don't know. I'm done ranting. Y'all take care of yourself. Love you.
I've been talking about this for days. Elon Musk has stolen our personal info. One moment, he said he's over DOGE. Next moment, Donald Trump saying he's just an advisor. Then Donald Trump says Elon is just a patriot, that he's not over DOGE. The lies they tell daily.
Some big news just in. A Ninth Circuit Appeals Court panel has denied the Trump administration's bid for emergency relief from the injunction blocking Trump's birthright citizenship executive order, which seeks to end birthright citizenship as we know it. The administration wanted the Ninth Circuit to reverse a Washington federal judge's order blocking Trump's birthright citizenship order. But Trump has now been officially rejected. In the ruling, the court said the following: appellants have not made a strong showing that they are likely to succeed on the merits of this appeal. There's certainly more to come in this case, and this will likely make its way all the way to the Supreme Court. So make sure you're following us for all the updates, and add the Midas Touch podcast on Apple and Spotify right now. We've got some big news just in.
The only problem with that, once it goes up to the Supreme Court are Donald Trump's picks. I think one or two are Biden's picks. For example, Miss Brown. She's one of Biden's picks. I pray for the better in this situation, because if it goes to the Supreme Court, those are Donald Trump's puppets.
Go over this just so I'm clear, okay? You all didn't want a woman in office, again, this time a Black woman, a woman of color in office. You did not want that, okay? You elected an overinflated, pissy air mattress of a man to office, who then appointed his hooligans from an insane asylum to various departments of our government, all right? Everything is going up, and they're tearing everything else down. Okay, and in the same breath, you are asking the woman that you did not elect to do something about it? Is that correct? You all must be on the same heron that RFK is still on, okay?
Yep.
I'm so confused right now. You can't with a straight face mean that. And then to say, oh, I didn't know that they were going to really do the things that were written out. Had I known, you did know. You look an absolute fool, okay? Now listen, the only solution that I have for this is for you all to do something. The same ones that, oh, I'm not voting, or the two sides are the same, or I'm going to stick it to the government by not voting. You do something, okay? You were so ready to be a revolutionary, and you ain't did nothing. Okay, you're looking to other people to do so. It's your turn now. Okay, we are in the Hunger Games. Go on, Katniss, you got it. So let me go over this just so I'm clear. Okay.
Yes, yesterday, a lot of you Caucasian people fixed your mouth to say, why isn't Kamala Harris doing anything? Because her and Joe Biden are not in the White House anymore. You voted the orange clown into the White House. And all he's doing is tearing down your dreams, tearing down America. Price is up. Food is up. Gas is up. And you want to fix them little thin lips to say, why isn't Kamala Harris doing anything? She did. But you voted for the wrong one. Now we stuck with Chucky the doll. I dare y'all fix your mouth to think a Black woman supposed to fix every damn thing in this country. This country was built on our backs. And we were made to lay on our backs for your great-great-grandfathers. Are you kidding me? Don't you ever fix your lips about Kamala Harris ever in your life. I'm going to tie them lips for you.
Musk is a motherfucking idiot, and we have Ashmore_Glenn to thank for pointing this out. Let me go ahead and read this, and then I'm going to explain it to you, and your mind is going to be fucking blown. I'm an old programmer, coder in today's parlance, and many old programmers know COBOL. Young coders don't. When the Muskrat claims Social Security is paying thousands of 150-year-olds, I think someone should let him know that in COBOL, if the data is missing, the program defaults to 1800s is what this should say. So let me explain. Because yes, I asked an old programmer and he was like, holy shit, that's exactly what happened. The muskrat is a dumb fuck. And let us not forget that he just started his doge.com and it was already hacked within a day. And he put up classified information. And as this programmer said, you're going to make mistakes when you run this fast. Okay, the old folks are going to remember like all the scary things, all the talk about how Y2K was going to like take everything down. Well, the reason why was because all of the computer programs to save space, they use 2-digit year numbers and not 4-digit year numbers. And so when 2000 came along, you would have people born in 1901 and 2001 that were both born in 01. So they had to change it to 4 years, and they didn't do that until the 1990s. Okay, so now here's where it gets interesting. It would have taken them forever to go back and change everybody's birth year from 2 years to 4 years. And so what they did was they programmed the computer to say, if someone has the numbers, so they would have a date range. And they would say, okay, if this number to this number doesn't have 4 years, if there's if two of the digits are missing, then default that to 1800. So 75 then, instead of being 1975, then registers as 1875. And that makes the people who are born in 1975 and are 50 years old and getting Social Security, which I don't understand that, but that would make them 150 years old. So maybe what he really meant was like 165-year-olds, but the 150 just rang off the tongue better. But anyway, upon talking to my old programmer friend, he said, yeah, for sure, this is probably what happened. This is the genius that's running the United States of America. Musk is a motherfucking idiot, and we have Ashmore under.
I second that. Musk is an idiot. An alien, too. With a child that's a little demon, putting boogers on the resident desk. And Donald Trump sat there and took it like the stupid pig he is. He's a clown.
So today marks another day.
Hit the like
that
button,
Trump's
please.
billionaire buddies, these money hoarders, woke up knowing that children in the United States of America went to bed hungry last night, and that some of them won't have a free breakfast at school or a free lunch, and that they may go hungry again tonight when they go to bed. And these billionaire money hoarders could end that. They could make sure that every child in the United States of America, the country they care so much about, was never hungry. And they would still be left with enough money that they could never spend in their lifetime, or their children's lifetime, or their grandchildren's lifetime. But they choose not to because they're hoarding money. I cannot imagine having that level of power and not using it to feed hungry children. How close does that child have to be to you? And I don't care what their parents do. I don't care what their parents are or where they come from. Children should be fed. And they're choosing not to. So good luck with that. So today marks an...
How many of y'all in this chat have children? I got a child. She's 32, so I don't have to worry about her eating because she takes care of herself. But it is children in school that will not be getting their free lunches anymore because those rich billionaires that Donald Trump put in his cabinet are only there to fatten their pockets. They're taking away from children. Not only have they taken away their lunch meals, breakfast meals in the morning, they have also taken away the cancer research for children. And you voted that into the White House. You are responsible for those children. Anybody that voted for Donald Trump, you are the problem. You are responsible for those children not getting their meals. You are responsible for every effing thing that is happening right now. And if you know anybody that voted for Trump, you need to hold them accountable. They are responsible for those children not getting meals.
And articles of impeachment have been filed against Wig. You don't have to go home, but you're going to get the hell out of that White House. And then California had...
Get out. We want Donald Trump impeached and gone. Gotta make it work. Damn. I love this right here. Read it. He says, I need money to go back to 1945. Dead.
A whole lot better, because if Donald Trump and my Republican colleagues have it their way, they're about to get another massive handout, a $4.5 trillion handout to be precise. Yes, trillion with a T, and one that will explode the national debt. It is a great day to be a billionaire in America. For the rest of us, not so much. Egg price.
Who did he appoint to be in his cabinet? Billionaires. And who are he laying off? Us American people. They have to work. We can't afford to miss a check. Why, they're billionaires and they're not missing anything. They don't have any empathy. And that's sad. In my eyes, Donald Trump is a coward and he dodged the army.
South Africa. The army there? No, I left at 17. Well, in part, in order to.
Elon dodged the army too. Oh, wonder him and Trump get along.
South Africa. Yeah. You were in the army there? No, I left at 17. Well, in part, in order to avoid conscription. So you left so that you didn't have to do the army. In South Africa.
Father made sure he didn't go in the military by saying he had spores on his ugly, pale feet. Elon got out of going to the army as well. He left his country so he wouldn't have to. Oh, wonder they're compatible. Melania, just hand them. Elania, Musty, and Trump are made to be together. Girl, go get you a good man that's young and closer to your age. Because, hey, you got the money. You got a good prenup, girl.
Yes, the Department of Government Efficiency strikes again. This time, Musk's crack team of teenagers with Excel spreadsheets somehow fired the people who manage America's nuclear weapons stockpile. That's right, DOGE apparently didn't realize the National Nuclear Security Administration, NNSA, oversees our nuclear arsenal before gutting 400 employees in a cost-cutting purge. Whoops, classic mistake. Now the NNSA is scrambling to rehire people with high-level security clearances, specialized training, and knowledge of how to. Former NNSA administrator put it, those experts. Because, shockingly, people don't like getting fired by a 19-year-old intern with a crypto obsession. And Congress freaking out. Because when it comes to maintaining America's nuclear deterrent, even small mistakes can be catastrophic. But hey, at least DOGE is saving money. Just, not the country. Ah, yes. The Department of Government Efficiency strikes again.
He said it right. DOGE is saving money, but not for the country. For themselves. Donald Trump has become more richer since he's been in the White House this term. Elon Musk has received and become much more richer, $150 billion richer and over.
Canada and Mexico joined forces to teach the U.S. a lesson. After a 25% U.S. tariff, America's neighbors finally say, enough. The era of taking Canada and Mexico for granted is over. Their plan? A pan-American trade corridor that completely cuts out the United States. Canada strikes first. Canada shuts off the Northeast electricity grid. The result? Michigan, New York, and Minnesota all going dark in an instant. Wisconsin's entire energy supply disrupted. And then comes the oil shock. 4 million barrels of oil per day. Gone. Gas prices up 70 cents overnight. Mexico strikes next. Detroit's auto industry frozen without parts. Car prices through the roof. Ready for this? 1.2 million barrels of oil gone. Gas prices over $400 billion. Comments below. Share with someone who needs to see this. What if
I told y'all that when I started my live, that Canada and Mexico are teaming up together. But also, Canada has made a deal with China as well. And they have removed all of the American goods from their shelves. We don't have any allies anymore. You grateful, MAGA? This man is a clown. Trump is a clown.
Long live the king about yourself is just not done. Kings don't really say that. It's like liking your own post. And just for the record, saying long live the king about yourself is just not done. Kings don't really say that. It's like liking your own post.
Trump, you're not a king. You are an old, pissy man that's not attractive, with a younger wife. You stressed her out so bad over the years, she's not even attractive anymore. The Botox is not working on her. She wears a wig too. You ruined Melania. She was attractive. She never was pretty. No, never. But she was attractive. You brought that woman down till she looked about as bad as you. Hit that like button.